Hey everybody, my name's Tom. I'm a professional engine builder. I build performance and racing engines up to about 5,000 horsepower. And so as such, I'm in some very loud dyno cells and around some very loud cars, obviously. And my hearing was never good to begin with. And despite the fact that I wear hearing protection, it's gotten worse, due to age and like really loud noises. So anyhow, I have some pretty substantial hearing loss. It's always made it very difficult for me to listen to other people, or especially if there was any noise in the background at all. If somebody was speaking and somebody else goes, I lost what was said. I was really having trouble following that. So anyhow, I have now I'm kind of happy. I've got Phonak. Here it is, Phonak hearing aids. This is the charger and case. It's really neat that you can charge this thing up and it holds a charge long enough to charge, I think, 4 times or something like that on the hearing aids. It's got the LEDs on there so you can see what it's like, and I've charged my hearing aids 3 or 4 times, and still had several bars, but I go ahead and charge up the charging base. I'm really, really pleased with this. I haven't always been pleased with my hearing aids. This is the third set. I wish I got these first. My first set, I went to a local place. I saw a place here. It said, hearing aids. Man, I'm a dumb engine builder, so I go in there and thinking that they're going to have my best interests at heart. When somebody comes to me to build an engine, I have their best interests at heart, because the better they do, the better I look. And I like to see people setting records and winning races. So I go into this hearing aid place and I am fed a line of crap, and I don't know anything about hearing aids, my first experience. So they completely pulled the wool over my eyes. And they call me in like a year after I had the hearing aids for a free cleaning. And I go in there and, they do a quick hearing test where they basically talk to you, and they try to convince me that I read lips too. That was a big, oh, you read lips. And so they put something in front of the mouth, and you hear that. And then you look at it, okay, no, cat, dog, it's like, give me a break. Can you be so obvious? So anyhow, you had these $5,800 hearing aids for a year, and go in, they say, well, yeah, your hearing aids can't be turned up anymore, so you need a new pair. So left them and went to a big name. Got a little smarter this time, but still not smart enough. Went to a big name place. You see commercials for them on TV. They're supposed to be terrific. And I bought their top of the line hearing aids. And these top of the line hearing aids, you could adjust from your phone, but they don't connect to your phone. So I can't listen to my phone through my hearing aids unless I put the phone up to my ear. I can't do phone calls with them. I couldn't do any of that, but I could adjust the volume up or down. And even when I adjusted it up all the way, I didn't really notice much. I'd crank it up all the way and put it back to normal, and minor difference. Also, these hearing aids were a little bit better than the first ones. First ones were adjustable on 3 levels. They had low tone, low frequency, mid frequency, high frequency. Those are the 3 adjustments it had. So that was totally useless. I was lied to about that too. I was told they had noise canceling technology, et cetera, et cetera. They don't have any of that. So these ones have 17 tone adjustments. So that was much better, but there were still a lot of things I couldn't hear. Our toaster oven, when it would go off with my toaster strudel on a special treat for weekends, it'd go off. There's, bing. I'm sitting, in the living room, which is about 6 feet from the toaster oven in the kitchen. We have an open floor plan. And I didn't hear it, but my wife on the other side of the living room could hear the thing. So it's like, all right, well, I know my hearing loss is pretty severe. So, I guess I got to live with what I got to live with. I was still able to hear conversations, not as well as I'd like. You still had to have people repeat things. And I had some trouble with these hearing aids, had them repaired under warranty. Then I got a drop of sweat in one. Oh, God forbid you should get a drop of sweat in your hearing aid that you wear behind your ear. Anyhow, they said, yeah, well, that you'd have to send that in for repair. It's going to be $450. So, okay, so I got it repaired. Then, shortly after that, another hearing aid just decided that, as a matter of fact, it was the same one that they had repaired, just decided decided to stop working. So I'm like, it was kind of hard to tell because they didn't work that well to begin with. But I'm listening and I'm like, man, this thing isn't working. And I do some tests and no, it's not working. So I call this big national hearing aid place. And they say, oh, yeah, well, things have changed a little bit. It's a minimum $575. So you just give us $575 and the hearing aid. And after it's repaired, we'll tell you if and how much more you owe us. Yeah, that didn't fly real well with me. I don't need to tell you what I told them. You can probably guess. So my wife and I start looking around, and start to say, look, I'm done with these big name people and stuff. This is all BS. I'm just tired of this crap. So my wife found a place, and that's where we got turned on to the Phonak. There we go. Let's see if you get, there you go. Now you can see it. Phonak hearing aids. So I go into an audiologist's office where an actual doctor examined me, not a hearing aid salesman. The big national place, it's all hearing aid salesmen, except for one test they give you where they, have an audiologist come in, but he doesn't talk about the hearing aids or anything. He just gives a test, gives it to the hearing aid salesman people, and, they start selling you on this stuff. Oh, and by the way, right after I bought those $7,000 hearing aids, get that, $7,000. I put $5,000 on my house when I bought it, okay? It was a while ago, but still. Right after I got that, not even a week later, I'm getting notices in the mail. Hey, trade in your hearing aids. We'll give you a great deal on some new ones. Really? Give me a break. I just bought the top of the line, most expensive hearing aids that you offer, and I don't get a letter saying, hey, congratulations, we're glad you got these hearing aids. We're looking forward to a good relationship with you. No, I get a letter saying, hey, why don't you trade in that old junk and we'll sell you some new stuff that's really cool. So I was not pleased with them from the get-go. Well, when I got these Phonak hearing aids, excuse me, I'm engine builder, not a speaker. When I got these Phonak hearing aids, wow, what a difference they made. I mean, this is incredible. And the thing I like about it is, one, it doesn't have 17 points of adjustment. It's got 21. It's a little bit more than half the cost of what I paid for the inferior hearing aids. I wasn't too sure how much I was going to like these because they're rechargeable, not by battery. You don't put batteries in them. If you go online and buy batteries, I was getting like a year's worth of batteries for $25, so the expense was not a consideration. And quite often, I've worked some long hours. You go in, an engine builder, racing, you go into work. If there's a problem, you stay there till it's solved. You got to race this weekend, or a customer's got to race or whatever. You got to get stuff done. There's no, you can't just say, oh, well, tomorrow's another day. No, you get this stuff done now. So there are days I work 10, 12, 14 hours, and I wear the hearing aids constantly. So I was a little concerned about how long they'd last. But I have yet to have them die on me. It's got, I've gotten a little warnings. Like I'll just give you an idea. I put these things on at about 6:45 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and around 12:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd get the warning that, hey, battery's really low. You're in danger of the one hearing aid, the hearing aid dying. So they last a good long time. Another advantage to the rechargeable is it's a sealed unit. So there's not sweat going to wick in where the battery was, because I was always having to take, the batteries out, take a Q-tip in and clean the battery tray, and you have to be real careful because the battery tray is very fragile and very important. And big national brand, I'm sure if I broke that battery tray, it'd be $575 to have it fixed. So that was my concern, but it turned out to be a non-issue, really. Um, so I've been very pleased with that. And plus, these have the advantage of I can now hear my phone through my hearing aids. So when I want to call somebody, I just dial the number, I put the phone back in my pocket, and I speak to them. I hear them, and they hear me. And when I first started using these, I was asking people on phone calls all the time, "Hey, how do I sound? Is it right? Can you hear me?" Because sometimes on like cheap speaker phones, it sounds almost like they're in a hollow room or something. There's some terrible sound, but everybody says I sound pretty good, so I'm very pleased with that. Um, for things I don't like about these hearing aids, they're not free. That's the only thing I really don't like about them. They're not free. I wish they were free, but I am so glad that I spent the money to get these. When I turn these hearing aids up and turn the volume up, there is a noticeable difference. I mean, a substantially noticeable difference, which they never had that with the other big name brands. So I'm really pleased with that. Um, I would definitely recommend these to anybody with heavy hearing loss like mine. They probably make some for people with lesser hearing loss. I don't know. Like I said, I'm an engine builder. You want to know about race engines? I'll be glad to talk to you. Hearing aids, I don't know so much. So I got to trust somebody. And this Phonak, I mean, they've been fantastic. I've been using them now for a couple of months, and it's great. I'm no longer having, we have meetings at work, meet with the engineering team or, fabricators, and I'm no longer having to lean in, what. I'm able to hear them. I no longer have to, on our Zoom meetings, I no longer have to put headphones on to listen to the computer. I can actually hear from the laptop speakers now. I couldn't do that before. If I didn't have my headphone, everybody be seeing the top of my head because I got my ear down against the against the speaker, so I could hear what's going on in these meetings. This has been, this has been I could almost call it life changing. In that I'm able to hear so much better. I'm able to communicate better with people, and communication is kind of important in my job. So I'm very pleased with that. My experience, like I said, with other hearing aids has been absolutely terrible. This is, I shouldn't say all absolutely terrible, but not good. This experience has been fantastic so far, and I have no reason to believe it won't be anything but continue to be terrific. These hearing aids work like a champ. Uh, like I said, I'm able to hear. It's a big deal. I am able to hear. So my advice to you, anybody watching this, would be one: when you're at an appointment, you're seeing about getting hearing aids. Who is the person you're speaking to? Are they an audiologist, or are they a hearing aid salesman? Because if they're a hearing aid salesman, they're gonna tell you everything you want to hear about how great these crap hearing aids are. They're going to sell you. They're just looking to make a sale. An audiologist, at least a good one, is going to look to find the solution for you. Uh, that's a big deal. Just like at work, we try to find solutions. We overcome problems. We're not salesmen that are just like, oh yeah, we want to sell this new part. You hear, oh, this is a great part, man. Put this in your engine. Boom. No, we're looking for specific problems and getting rid of the problems, solving them, overcoming them, and making things better. And that's how we earn our money. And that's how a good audiologist earns their money too, by making your hearing actually better, by getting you what you need rather than just what they want to sell. Uh, a lot of the big name places, they advertise, they're one of their big hooks is lifetime free cleanings, lifetime free visits. Oh, never have to. Yeah, no, you never have to pay for anything because they overcharge unbelievable amount for the hearing aids to begin with. And then trust me, after a year or so, these free cleanings and whatever else they offer are going to turn into sales calls to sell you new hearing aids, because that's what they do. They sell hearing aids. They don't solve hearing problems necessarily. Sometimes they do, I'm sure, but their main goal is let's sell hearing aids. Their main goal is not let's help these people with their hearing. It's let's sell these hearing aids. And that's why I'm so glad I got Phonak. They are awesome. And here, I see if you can see it behind my ear. I can't tell if you can or not. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take one out. These wires are expensive that the speaker is on. So I pull it out of my ear first, and then I take by here. Here we go. This is it. And we'll just, excuse me while I look down here. There we go. The little ear cup thing was reversed because it was, pulling it out of my ear. But yeah, you don't want to be putting strain on that little wire, because that little wire is $75. It's a pain. But, if you handle these things correctly, that little wire will last like forever. So it's just real easy. I just put that in there and in here a little bit. There we go. Get it situated in my ear where it feels comfortable and the hearing sounds most natural. And that's something else too. The hearing does sound very natural, which is real important to me because I do like my music. I love jazz, big band, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, on up to modern jazz, but really love big band and all. And there's a lot of sound to hear. And boy, I mean, if it's tinny or ringy at all, I mean, it's just horrible. But this sounds fresh, crisp, clean. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I'll tell you, you can't go wrong with a set of Phonak hearing aids. If you're listening to this, if you have the Phonak hearing aids, you're probably listening just from the speakers. If you don't, you probably got headphones on like I used to have to. Or if you have these other name brand hearing aids, you might have to have headphones on too to listen to them. But I'll tell you, get some Phonak hearing aids. You will absolutely not regret it. Okay? Thank you very much. Good luck, good hearing, and God bless.